Yes, we are warming up temperature-wise right now. It is cold, a perfect day probably to go out skating because we're not seeing that extreme cold that we did see earlier today. It's in fact warmed up at this hour, and we are going to see it continue to warm up throughout the overnight period. But there are still some areas that are dealing with colder temperatures right now in the city of Toronto. We're still feeling closer to the minus double digits, and warning-wise, there are some warnings in store for southwestern Ontario. A snow warning in effect right now. About 10 to 20 centimeters of snowfall is expected this evening, overnight, and into tomorrow morning here in the city of Toronto. We are expecting snow ourselves, about 5 centimeters on the ground by tomorrow morning, and the heaviest stuff will be throughout the morning hours, throughout that morning commute. Now our temperature rise, we're sitting around minus 16, minus 13 in Woodbridge, minus 14 in Mississauga, and minus 9 in Newmarket. What does it feel like? Well, it feels like that, but what we're currently sitting at is minus 8 in the city of Toronto, minus 7 in Woodbridge, and minus 8 in the Mississauga area. So you get the point. It is cold outside, but definitely warming up. And in comparison to the last few days, we're getting a break now, especially in the next few days. Our radar showing us that some flakes are in store. We're starting to see it across the GTA. It will continue on throughout the next few hours. At one point, it does get light and then starts to get heavy once again throughout the overnight. But by tomorrow morning, that's when the heavy stuff starts to roll in. You can see around 7 p.m. tonight, lots of cloud cover, a few flakes in store, 9 p.m. as well, throughout the overnight as well. But it really starts to intensify by tomorrow morning's commute. So as you're headed back to work and school, definitely take the time, leave work home early, because it will be a slick commute, especially because roads won't be plowed at that hour. Now, minus 2 degrees is what we start off the morning. We're going to see that snow continue at least until 1 p.m. By 1 p.m., we start to warm up to the pluses. We sit at 1 degree with lots of cloud cover in store throughout the evening period. Partly cloudy skies heading into Tuesday, a high of minus 1. We get better. Take a look at that. Wednesday, 3 degrees. We could see a bit of mixing. That snow that you're seeing is throughout the early morning because it's going to be a cold start to the morning on Wednesday. But Thursday, things are going to start to melt. It's going to get soggy that day because we are expecting about 5 to 10 millimeters of rainfall. And on top of that, it's going to be 6 degrees. So we're going to see a lot of melting. So you could see puddles out on the roadways pooling. By Friday, we start to see it cool down slightly, but it's really the weekend that we get back to temperatures feeling cold like they are today, minus 7 degrees on Saturday and minus 8 on Sunday. So really enjoy the next few days while they last, because temperatures are definitely warming up in our forecast.